On the table we have the ultimate ender dragon from Minecraft. Hey everyone, it's Dan at Squirrel Stampede. Look at this giant dragon. Oh, and there's bees. There's bees. Yeah, while I was trying to bring the items into my very cluttered office, I accidentally dropped them, sending the bees everywhere, all throughout my office. So now we're dealing with Minecraft bees infestation going here everywhere. But we have several other items today. We have the Crimson Forest Conquest, plus a few other figures, Wandering Trader, I hope so. Lots of items to go through, mainly this fantastic ultimate ender dragon. Let's get right to it. I can't wait to see the dragon breath and what it can do with poor Steve.
Squirrel Stampede!
Please squeak, squirmint,
And a squirrel hive.
So there on the table, we've got the Minecraft Ultimate Ender Dragon from Mattel. 55 centimeters, 22 inches in length, with light and sound features, and Steve, Return of the Jedi Steve is included.
You will take me to the Ender Dragon now.
On the back of the box, lights, sounds, changes color, Ultimate Ender Dragon. Who will survive? And I believe the way into the end from this box is the back of the box. Mattel always with their fantastical destructible boxes. Ow! Behold, it's the Ender Dragon! Couple clips ought to do and we'll get this on out. Out of the box. This is a robust Ender Dragon toy. I'm liking it so far. It's got some solid weight to it. Look at this neck. It's got a straight out neck attack. I think we've got some articulation in those front shoulders. Nothing on those paws. Back legs articulated. Whoop. Sound effects happening, so totally good sound effects happening. Starting off impressive. Well, we have a few chores to do. Tail installation. And should just go in like so, I would imagine, keeping those spines right up. Oh, she does not like that. Let's try it again. There we go. Got it installed. I believe tail rotates. Like on a ratchet click. How about that neck? Does the neck do the same thing? Yeah, the neck kind of does the same thing. It's in a cute puppy stance right now. Oh, don't eat Landry over there. Then we have a couple hinged wings to install, and I suppose because they are only one-sided, we have only one side to place them on, so we'll go right here. Clicking in, we've got one installed, and our other wing. I really like the flappiness to these. It's got that spring that's causing the wing to return to flappy flying positions. And there she is, built and constructed. Certainly looks 22 inches in length. What do we got in real life? I've got 22 inches. How about that wingspan though? I've got 21 inches. And for body height, we have about 4.5 inches, probably up to 5 inches. So she takes a pretty good amount of space. She also has a nice body detail to it. If you look closely, you can see the Ender Dragon's block-like texture going throughout her body. Kind of a digital, pixelated, Minecraft-esque look to her, with gray paintwork going down her spines and down her wings. Now, where is that Return of the Jedi style Steve, I like to call him, in Enchanted Armor?
Over here. Can't see very well with this helmet. I'll just keep walking by this camera. Hang on.
That's not a camera, Steve. That's an Ender Dragon. So there's Steve standing by in his enchanted armor, wearing a pumpkin head to perhaps hide himself from possible Endermen teleporting in and out from today's review. He also just fired a yellow-tipped arrow. Anyone want to tell us what that one can do? Okay, so the gang is all together, Ender Dragon and Steve the End. We have some special features with the Ender Dragon. For the back spine button here, we get lights. Are you getting that? It's like starting a car with a low battery. But still pretty creepy. The middle spine button should give us some cool sound effects. I'm getting two distinct sounds, one not so much as the other sound. The rare sound, there's the rare sound. So between these back two buttons, there's quite a bit of animation to this dragon. There is, I do not believe, a flappy wing feature. We'll figure that out with this most important spine. But to use that, we need to set up our Ender Dragon a little more. Bringing back our Squirrel Stampede measuring cup, we are going to fill our Ender Dragon with some lifeful water. Up on top of our Ender Dragon head, there's a little stopper we can open up and fill some water inside with our little included Ender Dragon turkey baster. I believe we've seen similar toys with this effect before, mainly How to Train Your Dragon Toothless, Fire Breathing Toothless. It's always a pretty cool effect. And to activate the Ender Dragon's breath attack, this front spine, it's there. It's a little hard to see. Let's see here. How about with the box down? There it goes. Now you can see it. It's also a really great way to iron one's pants. Have the Ender Dragon breathe on a wrinkled pair of dockers, then iron on out. And of course, Return of the Jedi, Steve is also involved in this experiment.
Hey, could somebody tell me where the bathroom is? I cannot see in this helmet.
So the Ender Dragon's breath should affect Steve's tunic, his torso there, to turn red with damage. We'll give it a shot. I think it's turning. I believe the warmer the water, the faster the transformation. But I'm using just cool tap water, so I guess heat doesn't matter that much. Look at that, what an effect! Poor Steve must be down to half a heart. I did not expect that to work so well. I thought I'd have to heat up the water. Again, I'm using just regular tap water, not hot nor cold. The instructions say Steve should turn back to regular color in about 10 to 15 minutes or after he reboots himself. Maybe spawn somewhere where there's something to eat. So you do not have to use water that is hot for this color change feature. That is really nice. And once your dragon is empty, just refill back up on top. Try not to use the effect when there is no water inside. Apparently it could damage the Ender Dragon. Probably the equivalent of a sore throat. So a pretty fun feature this dragon breath turned out to be. I like the color change feature with the Steve. That's something a little different. While Steve heals up, a couple extra features of the Ender Dragon. So before I was wondering if the wings had an attachment point to some flapping feature. They do not, but they are spring loaded so they flap on their own. So if you go ahead and pick up your Ender Dragon and move the dragon body up and down ever so gently, we are able to see the wings flap. And flap they do, it's almost lifelike. That's pretty nice. And I've seen many a live Ender Dragon. Also on the back tail, I've started to see some other articulation. We've got a long segment here with the short segment there, so we can pull the tail out ever so slightly and then articulate our tail a little bit. That's a nice little feature, and I like how it kind of hides up inside the tail. Makes that really cool clicky sound. That's a nice little feature that I did not expect to see. Really quick, I wanted to compare Mattel's Ender Dragon with Jazzware's Ender Dragon. I call this one Dusty. because she's always up on a tall shelf getting very dusty. As you can see, they're pretty well scaled together. The Jazzwares figures of yore were always a little more highly detailed than some of the Mattel items, but in this case, they're pretty well equal. The detail with the Jazzwares has been painted, I believe, whereas the detail of the Mattel dragon is more of a mold texture. There may be a little more articulation with Jazzwares, but Jazzwares in time proved a little loose. These enormous wings would love to fall down, and there was no lights and sounds with the Jazzwares version. I think what Mattel made here is more of a playable toy. It should be a little more sturdy and obviously has those extra effects. But really, it's very rare for large Ender Dragon toys to come out, so when they do, you get them. Oh, how's Steve's red tunic doing right now? It's been about 5 minutes. Look at there, it's slowly turning to normal. Well, while we wait Steve out, let's check out a couple other packs of Minecraft toys from Mattel. We have a few more fun items. Here we have, finally, the Crimson Forest Conquest. A 4-figure pack with Steve in full netherite armor. Also, there's a Piglin figure who is the same as the figure included with this set. And of course, these bees who have escaped their box and have been stinging me throughout this review. Okay, so looking at the Crimson Forest Conquest pack, look at this pack. On the back of the box, several things going on. Steve in netherite armor on top of what looks like maybe a buildable netherite structure. We've got a working shroom light, that'll be interesting. Obviously one piglin in armored gold armor, a craft and create system as well, and a giant hoglin. And a pretty cool box. If you're careful, you may be able to reinstall everybody for display. Let's get everybody out though and see what they look like. Alright everybody, looking pretty good here. Oh look, Steve's color is almost gone. Just a little bit of blood stained on his shirt. He probably should have been wearing this netherite armor. I think this is our first netherite armor figure, right, of Steve? And a piglin here, a basic piglin, and a armored piglin in gold. And of course, hoglin. Nice selection of figures, let's arm them up. Which one's the netherite sword? This must be it in the darker gray. There is Steve with his sword. I think this piglin is going to have the gold sword, which has a nice little metallic shine to it. And we'll give the crossbow to the armored piglin. We also have a nice block of gold. I suppose we'll give that to Steve. Looking pretty good. And of course you can remove the netherite helmet. There he is, regular Steve, and then with helmet on. Nice helmet accessory, looking good. Steve's feeling pretty good like normal. For some reason these two piglins are feeling a little loose and wobbly. Maybe it's those giant heads having a little tricky standing. This one, the armor on this one is helping him stand a little better maybe. I love their little heads though. They're such creepy, nice little updates. I love the nether update there. So two nice piglins to complicate things in the nether, and there is our hoglin. The hoglin with little ears that articulate up. And what else? A head that kind of moves up and down on a neck in there. Feet that move. And a cute little hoglin tail. Then that working shroom light, what's that all about? Somewhere on this block there's a hidden on and off button if you can see. Not there on the bottom, that's where the batteries would go. Ah, right there. Ooh. We get a nice little glowing shroom light effect. That's one of the coolest accessories from the many Minecraft figures from Mattel. And for the craft-a-block features, we can build ourselves a nice little mound here of netherite, netherrack that is. So there's the large base, and then a second layer, and the third layer of the cake. What is that going to look like built? And there we have a very nice and glossy 3-layered netherrack cake. 3 blocks built, stacked on top of each other, a little bit wobbly and light. I suppose you could do some sort of King of the Squoutin' here. Watch out though, squirrels usually win that one pretty well. Always nice little features these craft-a-blocks are. They're great for setting up a little stage for scenery. Oh, I finally caught the bees. There they are. These guys have been trouble today. There are the 3 bees. One of the funniest action figures ever made, bees. Can you call them an action figure? I kind of want to call them an action figure. They come with the action figure box series. There's our bees on top of some honey on this great little clear plastic stand, which each one being able to rotate around This one's the most angry of the bees up in this middle zone here, so be very careful with that one. What a funny little display of bees. Luckily, Steve in full armor should be okay. I guess not. Oh, how's Steve going? Look at that! Damage to Steve is now fully healed! Great news, Steve. I'm so happy for you. And now I'm so sad for you. One last item I almost forgot here, the Craft-A-Block Deluxe Figure Pack Wandering Trader and Llama. Pretty nice little pack, Wandering Trader with Llama. Let's open up. So there's our very colorfully dressed Wandering Trader. What a figure, look at the striping on that jacket. Probably stays warm. I always find the Wandering Traders always in the most silliest positions on the map, like half in the water with their llamas and lava, or other horrible things. They're such a nice little interesting feature. We've got a bucket of milk? Is that a bucket of milk included? And an emerald. You gotta have an emerald with a trader, of course. And there's our llama. I suppose you have to buy 2 of these packs if you want 2 llamas. It would have been nice had they had a lead attached to the llama. That would have been a really nice extra feature, but that might be something you can create your own of. I like the llama decorative, just like the trader, with a little articulation on that neck. He's got a little coverings over the ears, he's got a saddle, moving legs, stands really well. The Wandering Trader does not have movable arms, I don't think. Sometimes they make these figures with the arms that wrap around out, but it's still a very nice figure, and I suppose maybe can we get him to sit? No, I don't think we can actually. That cloak is going to make it really hard for him to sit. Maybe perhaps we could place a squirrel on it. So there, finally opened up the Wandering Trader. Pretty nice little figure pack. I think Mattel is pretty much caught up with most everything right now. There might be a sheep of a color or a ram that we are going to want to see. There's always something new, right? So there we go with the Minecraft Ultimate Ender Dragon from Mattel. What an action toy. If you like today's video, please give us a squike, a squirrel hive, and a squament. And also, we should be playing some Minecraft episode 28, I believe, up on the gaming channel this week. So keep an eye out for that dropping on Friday. Thanks for watching. Bees, that's what I have to say about that.